Every single week I have the absolute honour of meeting our amazing students, whether it's on seminars, networking, wealth through property events, deal clinics. I get to see them and see what they're doing, and they're making amazing progress. This is real people, real results, real money, and we're going to be interviewing them today.
Karen, you have been part of the Wealth Academy for how long now?
Over 4 years now, between 4 and 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you cast your mind back, what was it that attracted you to property investment, to Touchstone in the first place?
So we were kind of at a point in our lives where things just weren't how we wanted it. We had young kids, it was very stressful. I was a teacher, Barry, my husband, was running businesses, and we just decided something's got to change. We don't get that time back. And I think so subconsciously we were looking for a way out. And then just on Facebook came across Touchstone. It was just absolute perfect timing. Okay. And then one of the 2-day events, we decided, let's just go. We went, and that was, we just never looked back. I think it was just exactly what we needed at that time. And the faith that we had in what we learned that weekend just allowed us to push on with it.
So that would have been a wealth through property?
Yes, absolutely.
And 4 years ago, that would have been during lockdown?
Yeah, so it was slightly before that when we actually did the session, because it was actually, we were in person back then, but then obviously COVID changed all that. But so literally after that in-person event, we decided to commit to the academy, and then COVID hit. Yeah. So then everything changed, and I think that was actually at a time where a lot of people were saying, you know, don't do property. But, you know, the faith that we had in what was said, and the belief we had in that, and you know, what you were saying at the time, and you're never wrong. And thankfully we did push on with it, because we could have easily gone the other way. Of course. But we wanted it so much, and we both work hard, so we knew if we properly went for it and we gave it everything, we'd get there, and that's exactly what we did.
Okay, so pre-property, pre-Touchstone, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Barry was running various businesses, which was taking a lot of his time.
Yeah.
A couple of young kids, and I know from talking to you before that one of your main motivations was to be able to spend more time with the boys.
Yes, 100%.
And so many parents want that.
Yeah.
And they think it's very unfair, but you did something about it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know many people watching this will have heard about, you know, normal strategies like buy-to-let and whatever, and you did that.
Yes, we did.
You also did buy, refurbish, remortgage, and all that kind of stuff, and flips and whatever.
Absolutely.
The two things I want to talk to you about, Karen, if it's all right, because they're a little bit more unusual, is one of the things that you've done a number of times now is you've done projects for other people.
Yes, we have.
Can you tell us a bit more about how that works and how that even came about?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, initially, I don't really know if that was ever going to be possible for us, or what was coming in that respect. But so we very much started out just on our own projects, but by kind of sharing what we were doing, which, you know, we weren't comfortable with in the beginning, but you have to share it. People don't know what you're doing unless you put it out there.
You've got to tell them.
You have to tell them, and you know, and it's not bragging about what you're doing. It's just saying what you're doing, and that obviously inspires some people and shows them there is a way out if you're in that situation. So just by doing our own projects and talking about them, saying how long they were taking, it kind of sparked a bit of interest from other people, and I think just a bit of trust in what we were doing. And then from the back of that, we were getting contacted by other people through the community that either needed help on something because they didn't live where they wanted to invest, or because they just wanted to invest some money and felt that we were the right people to do that. And that's just by sharing what we do.
And you're in, well, kind of the Midlands, Stoke.
Yeah, nice and central.
And property prices there are a lot more affordable than the Southeast, I guess, is one way of looking at it. When people say, should I invest in the Southeast or not? To me, it depends what you're doing. It depends what the economy is doing. So, absolutely. But your price point, a typical property near you, you can still get properties for 200,000, even less.
Yeah, I mean, well, like the HMO we did, the very first
I want to talk to you about that in a second. Yes.
But that was it was a 2-bed terraced. We purchased for 89,000.
Yeah.
I think we spent just over 30 on it because we made it all en suite, so it was a bit more expensive. And it valued at just over 130. So with bricks and mortar valuation, because of the nature of the property, you can find these projects. You absolutely can. And
Well, okay, so let's just take you back a little bit. I want to talk about HMOs in a minute.
Sure.
One of the things I know you've done, and we've already talked about, is a number of projects for other people.
Yeah.
How do you make any money out of that? So, it's great you do projects for other people, but you're not doing it for free, are you?
We've done it a few different ways. Barry might have project managed it, so we'd take a fee for that part of it. But also there's other options, like we did a one for me, one for you. So
I love that. That's one of my favourites. It's one of my personal favourites.
Yeah, and I think if you're, depending on what part of your journey you are, when we were at the start of our journey, that was an incredible way for us to add to our portfolio with literally not using any of our money. It was just using our expertise in, for someone who doesn't do property and just wants to start a portfolio, it was a way for us to add to ours whilst allowing them to add to theirs.
I'm going to quickly explain what one for me. I know you know what it is.
Yeah,
You've done it. So one for me, one for you, everybody, is where an investor would give you, I don't know, maybe 150, 200,000. You would buy some sort of rundown property, do it up, and either sell it or remortgage it for them.
Yes.
And you wouldn't charge them a fee, or I wouldn't.
No, we didn't, no.
But the way in which you get paid is that when that project's complete and that 200,000 is released, you then use that money for your project.
Absolutely.
So it's one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me. When I first got my head around that years ago now, in the, not the first year, in the second year that I did that, I did 48 projects.
Wow.
So I grew my portfolio by 24 units with no money.
And that's it. It's one of the great strategies where you don't need money yourself to start building your portfolio, and then the experience you get along the way, it's just amazing. And I mean, we're very fortunate in the position we're in now. We've managed to generate quite a lot of investor funding, so we don't always have to go down that route. But in the beginning, it's an amazing way.
It is
to start building.
I know that when Karen first came to Touchstone, she wasn't necessarily confident of going to people and asking for money.
No.
Two questions.
Yeah.
Do you know, over the last 4 years, how much money you've raised?
Yes, roughly? I do, because you asked me this and we had to work it out. And it's over £1 million that we've generated in investor finance for the various projects we've done. And
say that again.
I mean, I still
say
can't.
It again.
It's over £1 million.
Over £1 million.
And I still don't believe it when I say it, but we've done it. So it's definitely achievable.
Right. This Karen, with this level of confidence, £1 million under her belt. Pretend I'm Karen 4 years ago. Tell me why I can raise money if I don't think I can.
You have to be yourself. Just do your projects well. Be authentic in what you do. Allow people to build trust in what you do. Show what you do. Let people follow your journey. And we never have to really ask for our finance. It just, amazingly, it comes our way.
But I'm just a normal person. I can't do it. You've raised £1 million already.
I know, but just by doing what you do and do it properly, do it well, and share it.
All right.
And the funds will come.
There you go. HMOs.
Yeah.
Houses in multiple occupation. You kind of started talking about it earlier. Yeah. You bought a 2-bed, you did it up. Could you talk about maybe one of your more recent HMOs?
I can.
You didn't want to do HMOs, did you?
I didn't know. And I think the beauty of property, there's a lot of strategies, and what we learned through Touchstone is it's not just buy a house, rent it out, or sell it on. There's and
there's a few other ways to do it. No.
But you don't know what you don't know. So being open to all the different strategies. In the beginning for us, we said never do HMOs because I think mentally we weren't ready for that.
Yeah.
But the journey that we took got to a point where financially we decided we need the higher cash flow in strategies, and we felt confident with all the refurbs we'd already done that we could do it well. And the management sort of experience I'd learned from the tenants we already had, I felt we could go for that strategy. And it came down to finances as well. The mortgage rates hit a bit of a a level we weren't.
2023, 24,
Yeah,
they were 5-6%. They're coming down now.
They are, but at that point, you know, we don't want to stop. We want to keep going.
Yeah.
So we've got to find something that fits
So you
at that
adapted.
time. Yeah, absolutely. And as a buy-to-let, that property, the 2-bed terrace, it was cash flowing less than £200 a month, and that's still.
It's all right.
But you know, we'd have had to leave money in that project.
Yeah.
We don't mind those so much if we're pulling our money out, but we needed to find a better way.
I love it. We don't mind that so much if we pull our money out. 99.9% of the population haven't even got it in their heads that they could buy a property, do it up, and get all their money back.
And then you've got your.
And you're sat there saying, "Well, if I have to leave some money in," but most people think they're going to leave 25% in plus the stamp duty plus. Your mindset is, well, if I can't get my money out, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and that's changed massively, and we haven't always got our money out, but I think we're now at a point where we've got a better understanding of what our return on investment is. And if we're leaving funds in that deal and it's still over a 50% return on investment, which is what this one was, you know, our mindset's completely changed. But again, you don't know what you don't know.
Come on, tell me out there and into that land, everybody. Is 50% interest on your money okay? Yes, it is.
So, that's where that property led us to. The more, you know, buy-to-let, didn't really stack, 4-bed, 4-ensuite HMO, which was just this little 2-bed terrace house. And in we left some money in, but it was still a 50% return on investment. And when we saw what we were leaving in, we were like, oh no. And then we worked out the return on investment.
And it was all right.
I think we can deal with that. So, and that's one of our best kind of cash flowing HMOs.
So it works. Turns out it works.
Yeah, it does.
How much cash flow, so monthly profit after all your costs? So when we talk about cash flow, we mean after you paid your mortgage, after you paid HMO, after you paid the bills and whatever. So a little 2-bed terrace, what are you clearing?
That
profit?
clears just under £1,300 a month.
1,300.
Yeah.
Woof.
On
a sub £100,000 house, which is what you start with.
Yeah.
If we roll it forward to, have you just done a 6-bed?
Yes. Yeah. And I think the last time we spoke, we were just waiting for it to be valued.
Yes.
And we've had the funds, and we actually pulled out just under £10,000, which just blows our minds.
A free house, 6-bed HMO, and 10 grand cash back.
That generates us. That's about £1,400 a month.
Turns out this property thing works.
It does, yeah.
Can we just share the numbers with everybody? So purchase price?
Yeah, so that was 167 for a massive house. It was a really good off-market deal, that one.
Yeah, listen to her. Off-market, obviously. 167,
Obviously, we tax and legals, it kind of round it up to, we probably spent with investor fees as well, because we investor funded that. So it was best part of probably 100,000 on the refurb.
We bought that one with none of our money, yes.
I'm not great with the numbers, so I might not even get these right, but it was about 100,000 on the refurb.
Yeah.
And then it got valued at 410,000. That was based on the commercial valuation.
Okay, so I'm going to round it roughly. You bought the property and tax, stamp duty, legals, and investor fees 200. You spent 100 on it.
Yeah.
So you spent roughly 300.
Yeah.
And it valued at 400 and what?
410. Yeah.
Which is why you got 300 and, what did you get, a mortgage of 310 or something?
Yeah. So it was with all the, because we did have a bit of development finance. It was a bit of a mixed deal, that one, but literally 2 days ago we had the funds and we made just under 10,000, which we've never personally pulled money out of a deal. We've done that for other people.
Yeah.
But that's the first one. We're just happy to get our money back. That's a great deal for us if you pull your money back. But then to pull money out on top of that, that's,
sweet as a nut, as they say.
Absolutely, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about why you're here and where you are.
Wow, why I'm here. Well, I still can't believe where I am at your amazing villa in France. But so this came about for me through the community, which is incredible. Through the lovely Tracy, who won the prize to come to the villa, and she very kindly invited me. And we met each other through Touchstone by a recommendation that Tracy come to me and Barry, because she wants to invest out of the area. And I think if you're doing that, you really do need trust in somebody. You know, you're
and they have to have a track record. And
yeah, definitely. So we started off with some Zoom conversations, and then we met in person, and it just kind of went from there. And she's invested in our projects, and then we've just completed a project for Tracy, and she very kindly invited me here. So that's why.
Did you meet anybody interesting last night?
Yeah, I did. I mean, obviously, Sir Jackie Stewart, that was incredible. But just we met so many amazing people, and I don't think I ever thought I'd be sat around a table with people like that. And you know,
why is that? Is that because you're just a normal person?
Yeah, I
Here's
think
the news.
so. And
so am I.
yeah,
we're all normal people.
And that was very much open mind. And I got a bit emotional last night. I really did, because I thought, how am I here? But I am here, and I'm surrounded by these incredible people, and they made me feel so unbelievably welcome. And that, I got a bit emotional, to be fair. But yeah, it was just incredible, absolutely incredible.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
I know you reasonably well. I know Barry pretty well.
Yeah.
Looking out there at the Mediterranean.
Wow.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad.
Can you see any reason why either you and Barry or your boys couldn't have a life like this?
Sometimes I think, how can we? But you absolutely can. I mean, obviously yourself, the journey you've taken, and property has allowed that, and property's allowed us to get where we are today, and we absolutely can go further, and we have, you know, goals to go further, and it genuinely allows you to change your life to make things like this possible. I mean, I don't know if I'll own a villa like this, but just for me to be here, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the property journey that I took, and I wouldn't have had this incredible experience. So I have it to thank for that, and I'm so glad we came across both Touchstone and property as a way for us to change our lives, and it genuinely has.
Karen, you're amazing. Thank you for being you, and thank you for talking to me.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.